Hey, what's up? It's Ghost. So I told you guys that I was going to make more videos besides just the regular Juggalo bullshit. So I think I'm going to start doing that today. Start with an introduction, shall we? So, my nickname's Ghost. I'm not going to state my real name. I'll say that I live in Iowa, but nothing else besides that because the Juggalo Holocaust is watching me with their evil, evil eyes. I'm a smoker. I've been trying to quit. It's hard as fuck. I don't do drugs and I don't drink. Whoopee. I have a girlfriend, but it doesn't really matter if I state it or not because I'm an ugly motherfucker and nobody wants an ugly motherfucker as a boyfriend. And I am a writer. I write short stories. I write whatever the fuck I feel like. And I'm also a game designer. I was going to go to college for both of those, but I decided not to since right now I'm making my game anyways. But it's a tabletop game. I don't know, maybe if you're a nerd you know what that is, but tabletop is basically like Dungeons and Dragons. Or if you don't know what that is, it's basically like you roll dice, you have paper, you have a pencil. That's what tabletop is. The whole game it's a post-apocalyptic world. I might post a story in the description if you guys care to read that. I don't really care. It's basically like three apocalyptic themes. It's a zombie theme, it's a religious theme, and it's also a technology or Fallout theme, which, you know, the nukes drop down, everything blows up, that kind of shit. So all three of those themes put together inside one game, basically. So basically you have three specs and four factions. The three specs, or classes, would be a medic, a pyro, and an assassin, which they kind of sound corny, so I might change it. The four factions are the Brothers of Blood, the Hell's Riders, the Circus Freaks, and the Templars, which each faction has its own, you know, little benefits and whatnot towards your spec. So, you know, once the game drops, you'll probably understand what I'm pretty much saying. Yeah. And we are working on version 1.2, which is one of the biggest patches that we're working on so far, which I should probably say I'm working on because I don't really have people that are loyal towards working with the game and stuff, but I've done over 22 pages so far by myself with almost no help from anybody else. So I'm pretty much a loner on my game, but it doesn't matter because I have a very big imagination. In the beginning, there was only neutral missions that anybody could choose whether or not what faction they were in. You picked a faction and a spec while you made your character in the beginning. Now it's you pick your spec and then you go out basically into the city of Malice, which is this big downtown city that you get to start in. And you basically go around and you find the faction's generals or whoever in the faction can give out missions. Basically, you find them and you can get titles, which is kind of like another perk to your spec. So if you wanted to be in the Circus Freaks, you would go to Mr. Rotten Teeth and you would do a mission for him, and then you would get the Freak title. Right now, in the beginning of the game, the map used to be way smaller. There was basically no faction areas at all. So now I have implemented all by myself, implemented a way bigger map, way bigger, smaller areas inside this big area of Malice. So you got stuff like the archives, catacombs of Malenko. You have an old manor, which is where the Brothers of Blood are. You have an old bar, which is where Hell's Riders go to, a castle, which is where the Templars are, and basically you just have all these sub areas to this big map that I'm now trying to work on and make it bigger and bigger. So for the specs, I've been thinking about the abilities for about a week or two now, and originally I was going to do 20 levels with about 6 abilities for each level, but I thought that would be way too long and rigorous work. So I decided to do 5 levels, but with 5 levels, it's hard to level up. So the 5 levels will take a longer time, but there's about 8 or 10 abilities that come with each level. Or I should say there's about 6 to 10 abilities depending on what spec you choose. You pick your spec, and once you get in your factions and you kind of play with the game mechanics a little bit, you'll find out that you have 3 points to spend on your spec's abilities. Now, that seems kind of like a small amount, but as you play more and more, you get credits, which is the money in Apocalyptic Legacy. So, once you get more credits, you can go out to your faction's base, or you can go out to the shops, and you can buy books, which these books let your character gain more points for more abilities, no matter what level you are.